Hey, English lovers! Welcome to the Native English podcast brought to you by Native English Stories. I'm Sarah.
And I am John. Hello, everyone. Hope you're feeling good today.
We've got a really practical topic today, and I think a lot of you will find it super useful.
Yeah, today we're talking about formal versus informal English. Basically, 10 phrases that change depending on who you're talking to.
Exactly, because let's be honest, you wouldn't talk to your boss the same way you talk to your best friend, right?
Haha, definitely not. Imagine walking into a job interview and saying, "Yo, what's up, boss?"
Oh my gosh, that would be a disaster.
Right? So today, we'll show you how to switch your English depending on the situation.
This is going to be so helpful, especially if you're learning English for work, school, or even travel.
But wait, Sarah, before we jump into the phrases, let's say a quick hello to all our friends watching us on Facebook.
Yes, welcome to our Facebook family. If you are watching this on your feed right now, please follow to our page and share this video with your friends so they can learn too.
And hey, if you want to support our channel so we can keep making these lessons, you can send us some Facebook stars.
Your stars really help us keep this podcast going and full of energy, so please keep them coming.
Thank you so much for your love and support, everyone. And if you are listening to us on YouTube, then please subscribe to our channel. It really keeps us motivated. Now, let's jump right in.
Okay, phrase number 1. Informal way to greet someone. Hey, what's up?
And the formal version would be, "Good morning, how are you?"
Right, so what's up is super casual. You'd say that to friends or close colleagues.
But if you're meeting a client or talking to your manager, "Good morning, how are you?" sounds much more professional.
Totally. Imagine calling a company and the receptionist says, "Hey, what's up?" That would be a bit strange.
Definitely. Okay, phrase number 2. Informal, "Can you help me out?"
And formal, "Would you be able to assist me?"
This one's really common in offices. If you ask a coworker for help quickly, "Can you help me out?" is fine.
But if you're emailing a manager or someone you don't know well, "Would you be able to assist me?" sounds more polite.
Exactly. It's all about the relationship between the people talking.
Phrase number 3, I gotta go.
Formal, "I need to head out now."
I gotta go is something you'd say to your friends like, "Sorry guys, I gotta go, my mom's calling me."
But in a meeting, you'd probably say, "I'm sorry, I need to head out now, but thank you for your time."
Much more polished, right?
Definitely. Phrase number 4. Informal, "No problem."
Formal, "You're very welcome."
This one's interesting because both are polite, but "no problem" feels more relaxed.
Right, like if your friend says, "Thanks for the coffee," you'd say, "No problem." But if a client thanks you for your service, "You're very welcome" sounds more respectful.
It's a small difference, but it really changes the tone.
Phrase number 5, informal, "I think."
Formal, "In my opinion," or "I believe that."
So if you're chatting casually, you might say, "I think this restaurant is great."
But in a business meeting, you might say, "In my opinion, this strategy could improve our results."
It sounds more thoughtful and professional, doesn't it?
Definitely. Phrase number 6, informal, "Sorry, my bad."
That one is something I say all the time with friends.
Same here, like, "Oh, my bad, I forgot to bring the snacks."
But you definitely wouldn't say that to your boss after missing a deadline.
No way. You'd say, "I apologize for the delay and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again."
Phrase number 7, can I ask you something?
Formal, "May I ask you a question?"
This one is subtle, but "may I" sounds more polite and respectful.
Right, especially if you're speaking to someone older or in a higher position.
Phrase number 8, that's a great idea.
Formal, "That sounds like an excellent suggestion."
I feel like the formal version sounds like something from a movie, like a fancy business meeting.
Exactly, but it's useful to know, especially for presentations or formal emails.
Phrase number 9, informal, "let's catch up soon."
Formal, "I look forward to connecting with you soon."
Let's catch up is something you'd text a friend like, "Hey, let's catch up soon, it's been forever."
But in a business email, "I look forward to connecting with you soon" feels more appropriate.
And finally, phrase number 10, see ya.
Formal, "Have a great day, take care."
See ya is short, casual, friendly.
While "have a great day, take care" sounds warm but professional, perfect for ending a phone call or meeting.
This has been such a useful list. I feel like I use a mix of both every single day.
Same here. It's funny how our brains automatically switch styles depending on who we're talking to.
True, like I talk to my mom one way, my coworkers another way, and my friends a totally different way.
Exactly, and I think the tricky part for English learners is knowing when to switch.
Right, because sometimes people learn very formal English from textbooks, but then they sound too stiff in casual conversations.
And sometimes people learn casual English from movies or social media, but then they sound too relaxed in professional settings.
It's all about balance, isn't it?
Definitely. I think the best way to learn this balance is by listening to real conversations like podcasts, interviews, or even YouTube videos.
Yes, and paying attention to how people speak in different situations.
Also, don't be afraid to ask native speakers, is this too formal or is this too casual? People are usually happy to help.
Great advice. Now let's go through some useful expressions from today's episode in our word tour section.
Let's do it.
First, help someone out. It means to help someone, usually informally.
Example 1. Can you help me out with this project?
Example 2. She helped me out when I was struggling. Repeat after me. Help someone out.
Help someone out.
Next, head out. It means to leave a place.
Example 1. I need to head out now. See you later.
Example 2. We headed out early to avoid traffic. Repeat after me. Head out.
Head out.
Next, my bad. It's a casual way to apologize.
Example 1. Oh, my bad. I forgot your name.
Example 2. My bad. I'll fix that right away. Repeat after me. My bad.
My bad.
Next, apologize. It means to say sorry more formally.
Example 1. I apologize for the delay.
Example 2. He apologized for being late. Repeat after me. Apologize.
Apologize.
Next, catch up. It means to meet someone after a while and talk.
Example 1. Let's catch up this weekend.
Example 2. We caught up over coffee. Repeat after me. Catch up.
Catch up.
Next, look forward to. It means to feel excited about something coming.
Example 1. I look forward to seeing you.
Example 2. She's looking forward to her vacation. Repeat after me. Look forward to.
Look forward to.
Next, assist. It means to help in a formal way.
Example 1. How can I assist you today?
Example 2. He assisted the manager with the report. Repeat after me. Assist.
Assist.
Next, take care. It's a warm way to say goodbye.
Example 1. Take care. See you soon.
Example 2. She said take care before leaving. Repeat after me. Take care.
Take care.
And finally, excellent suggestion. It means a really good idea, said formally.
Example 1. That's an excellent suggestion. Thank you.
Example 2. The manager called it an excellent suggestion. Repeat after me. Excellent suggestion.
Excellent suggestion.
Awesome work, everyone. You're really building up your vocabulary.
So, to wrap things up, today we learned that English changes depending on the situation.
Formal English shows respect and professionalism, while informal English feels warm and friendly.
And the key is knowing which one to use depending on who you're talking to.
With practice, this will start to feel natural, almost automatic.
So don't stress too much, just keep listening, keep practicing, and you'll get there.
Well, that's all for today's episode.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and follow us, and also check out the pinned comment below. We have left a tiny challenge there for you. I'm Sarah.
And I'm John.
And you've been listening to the Native English Podcast, brought to you by Native English Stories.